What up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Couch Convos. So I'm gonna just hop straight into it today. It's funny because before I have these episodes, I be wondering like, what am I gonna talk about? Like, I literally don't know what I'm gonna talk about until maybe the day before, because I really want the conversation to be natural and to flow and to just be organic. And so I just really talk about whatever is on my heart or whatever God is speaking to me about at the time. And it's funny because when I was praying about what I wanted to talk about today, the Holy Spirit was just like, talk about what you currently going through in terms of people inviting me to stuff and people telling me, oh, let's go here, we going on this vacation, we doing that, we outside, and I'm inside because that's not what God told me to do right now. I have to stay inside. It's lock in season for me, and this is something that's new for me because I'm used to being outside. I'm not a homebody, but I will say COVID did kind of make me like a situational homebody. Like sometimes I would prefer to be at home, but for the most part I prefer to be in the streets, doing hood rat-ish with my friends. So I'm not doing that this summer. I'm locked in, I'm focused. I got a lot of stuff that I'm working on right now, and I'm the type of person where I get distracted easily. And if somebody call me and like it'd be like, girl, we outside, we got this and this going on, I'll drop everything. Like, I'm pulling up, I'm finna do my makeup, I'm finna do my hair, we outside. And that's just not the case this season. We inside. And I am gonna get into why, but it's a lot of stuff, especially with this weekend in particular, which you guys will probably see this afterwards, but I'm filming this during 4th of July weekend. So it's a lot of stuff going on. Like my one homegirl, she called me. She's renting a boat this weekend. Somebody else called me and was like, we getting a section. And I'm like, I just made this commitment that I wasn't going to go nowhere. So I'm going to start at the beginning of the story, and I'm going to tell you guys why I decided to stay inside this summer. So as a lot of you guys may know, I recently just got a new job. And I'm also in the works of relaunching Boss Mentality because I took a break with my business, Boss Mentality, to just build up the foundation of the business, take some classes, like just really do what I'm supposed to do as far as like my personal life and my business life is concerned. And because those two things are my main priority right now, and I have a job that's full time, I don't really have time to waste. Like, that's just simply it. I don't have no deep, long philosophical reason. I just don't have time to waste. The time I'm spending to get ready, go out, hang out, and the money that I spend when I'm out, like, I'm a social spender. If we out somewhere and we doing something, like, I'm gonna spend a lot of money because I want to enjoy myself while I'm out. And then you look at it and you add it up, and I'll be like, why did I spend that much money? Like, why did I do that? And I almost have this like buyer's remorse kind of, but just the going out version, because I'd be like, I could have stayed at the house. Like, I really didn't have to go out and spend that money. I really didn't have to spend my time on going out. And I'm just starting to reflect on all the times that I probably should have stayed my tail in the house. And this is the summer where I'm just cutting it off. Like, it's summer and everybody's eager to be outside and everybody's glad that everything is back open. And I'm happy about that. And it was funny because right at the moment that I was like, ooh, yes, we are finna be outside this summer. Like, it's finna be lit. All my friends, we finna be turning up, da 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 da. And the Holy Spirit just popped me upside the head. Like, it was just that moment that was just like, no, you're not. You're not going anywhere. You finna be in the house. And I'm just like, You know how when you have to like bust down a little kid because they think they about to do something, but they really ain't. And they be like, oh, why? Like, that's how I felt at first. And then like the first couple times I had to say no to my friends, it was hard. Like, I will say one of my closest friends in Alabama, shout out to Jalil, he called me because he wanted me to go on a vacation. It's like a group of friends that's going on this vacation. And it's a super cheap vacation. Like, I'm telling y'all, it was such a great deal. And I was thinking about it, and I prayed about it. And I was just like, it's cheap, but it's just not the time. I need to be investing every single dollar I have into my business. And granted, the vacation is not until November, but it would still require me to spend money right now. And that was a hard thing I had to face, because I had to tell him that I wasn't going to make it. And he was like, man, you always got an excuse why you can't come with us every single time. And I just felt so bad, because I really did want to go. I did want to go, you know, but I had to explain to him, like, listen, I have to lock in right now. This $100, $200, $300 that I'm putting towards this vacation, I need to be putting that towards my business, so that 5 years from now, we can go on a vacation and I could pay for the whole thing. I mean, that's something that I have a goal to do, to be able to be well off enough to be able to do whatever I want to do. And once I explained that to him, he was like, you know what? I totally understand where you coming from. Like, when you in that mode, you in that mode. I get it. And after I did that first time, I feel like it was easier for me to tell everybody else no. Because, I mean, you know, other people is like just associates and stuff like that. But that was my close friend. I had to tell, like, I'm not doing that right now. I'm sorry. And once I did that, I was like, oh yeah, I'm really telling everybody no now, because I done told him no, so everybody else gets told no. And it feels so good to just know that I'm making this sacrifice towards my future and towards what I'm building on. Like, sometimes it is hard to see people out having fun, turning up, having drinks, and I just be at home like, let me film this YouTube video, let me work on this manufacturing stuff, like, let me work on this clothing stuff. And because what I do is fun, I don't feel too bad about it. But I mean, I'm human, you know. I do have a little bit of FOMO, you know. I'll be lying if I sat here and said that I didn't feel a little bit of FOMO. But it's just that season. It's just that time for me to just lock in. And I feel like when I told Jalil that I wasn't going to be able to make it, and eventually he understood where I was coming from and he respected where I was coming from, for me, that let me know that he is a real friend. Like, that just let me know that he understands, like, he gets it. And I feel like people that don't understand and people that have a little too much to say about my decision to stay inside this summer, that lets me know everything I need to know, as far as people that get it and people that don't, you know. And to be honest, it really don't matter. I really don't care who get it and who don't, but it definitely shows me, it says something, right? It says something when you're focused and you not doing what you used to do no more, and you on this path to be great, and people start saying negative stuff about it, or they say something positive and they support you. I feel like that says a lot about that relationship. And I just feel like that's something that I'm paying attention to now, because if you're not supportive of where I'm at and you're not respecting what I'm telling you, then you gotta go. But this time of sacrifice just make me think about when I was like 18, 19, and I had just moved back to Michigan to live with my dad. And I was going out partying all the time. Like, I was the turn up queen. I was just out every single night, just lit, turning up. Every event, I'm there, I'm pulling up. And one day he was like, what are you celebrating? And I was just like, what you mean? Like, I'm celebrating life. Like, I'm outside, I'm young, you know? And he was just like, all the time, think about all the time that you spend at these parties. Think about if you put that time and energy into Boss Mentality. Because at the time, y'all know I started Boss Mentality when I was 18. And at the time, I had just started Boss Mentality. And he was like, think about if you spend all that time and energy and money that you spent on partying, on boss mentality where you'll be the type of parties you'll be at 10 years from now. Like, instead of going and waiting in line and just to get a little corner of the club, like, you could be on a yacht somewhere if you just lock in and sacrifice. And this time of sacrifice really made me think about his words that he spoke to me at that time, because I really feel that. I feel like everybody else is outside, everybody else is partying, everybody else is BSing, and I'm locking in and I'm inside and I'm focused. It's gonna show up 5 years from now. Like, you gonna see the benefits of my work and my sacrifice and just my discipline down the line. I feel like we all gonna see. Even next year, even just 1 year from now, we gonna see who was really putting in work and who was playing. I don't want to be in a group of people that was just playing. You know, I don't want to spend my time like that. I feel like God is giving me another day, and I want to take advantage of it, and I want to do what I'm supposed to do. I don't know what sparked up this fire in me to just go so hard like this, but I think it's gotta be like I just don't want to live a mediocre life. Like, I hope that makes sense. But I really don't want to live a life of just mediocrity and just having the bare minimum or just making enough to survive. Like, I don't want to live like that. I really don't. I want to have freedom. I want to be able to take my siblings on a vacation. I have so many things that I want to do. And I'm not one of them people that just want stuff and idolize stuff, but I'm not willing to put in the work. Like, that's not who I am. So I realized that if I want to get to where I'm talking about, it's a level of work and discipline that I have to have, work ethic and discipline that I have to have in order to get there. And if you listen to a lot of successful people, they always talk about where there was either one season or multiple seasons in their life where they just had to sacrifice. They had to say no to certain stuff. They couldn't go out to eat because they had to put every single penny into their business. They didn't want to, they couldn't take vacations. I know certain people who like influencers and celebrities and stuff, and they said they didn't take a vacation for 5, 6, 7 years. They didn't buy a new car for like almost 10 years. I don't know if you guys know about this boutique called Nasty Gal, started by Sophia Amoruso. I think that's her name. If you haven't, she has a book called Girl Boss. That book changed my life. I low-key might read it again just because, like, it was just so good. I think I've read it like twice already. It's a series. I don't know if it's still on Netflix, but it was a series that she made from the book called Girl Boss or something like that. Just look up Girl Boss by Sophia Amoruso. But she talked about in her book how she didn't buy a new car. I think it was like maybe her eighth year in business, where she was like making a lot of money consistently. That's when she bought a new car. Until then, she drove a hoopty. Like, that's what I mean by sacrifice. We so busy, and me included, like trying to stunt and flex and do stuff that I can't afford because I want to have a good time and I want to enjoy the moment right now, but it don't set me up for success in the future. And I just really feel like God is showing me how to enjoy the moment and enjoy the journey that I'm going through currently without sacrificing my destiny and my future, if that makes sense. Like, he's showing me, like, just enjoy the small things. Like, at my apartment, it's a pool, it's a gym, like, everything is right here close to me. Like, I enjoy cooking good food. I have to buy groceries. I have to put groceries in the fridge and the pantry. So why don't I just take delight in making something good to eat for dinner? Like, that literally cost me nothing. And it's just stuff like that I have to find joy in. I get to find joy in because I'm just inside. Like, I'm just hustling right now. I'm just working right now. And I just want to encourage whoever is watching this. Like, if you have a dream or a goal, or God gave you a snippet of a vision for your life, I just really feel in my spirit like it's time for you to get serious about it. And that's honestly, I'm just telling you what I tell myself in the morning and before I go to bed at night. Like, if you really want this thing, it's time for you to get serious about it. And if you're going to get serious about it, you can't keep doing the same stuff that you've been doing. Honestly, that's what I literally had to tell myself. Like, it's just been a constant cycle of get money, spend money, have fun, turn up, do a little work, do a little promoting myself, get money, spend money, go on vacation, spend a bunch of money. Like, it's just been this perpetual cycle of just wasting time, wasting money, wasting energy. I'm done with that. I'm done doing that. It's time to get it. So yeah, I'm not gonna make this any longer than it is right now. I like to keep it short and sweet and to the point. But yes, if you guys know how this feels to have to lock in for a certain season, I want to talk about it, in the comments, and don't be shy to comment and let's have conversation. That's what Couch Convos is supposed to do. It's supposed to create dialogue and just spark good, meaningful conversation. And I want to talk about this. And I also want to talk to I want to know the perspective of somebody who's not necessarily a socialite and you don't mind being at home, but it's other areas where you feel like you need to sacrifice in order to focus on what you need to focus on. Like, I want to know that perspective too, because like I said, I'm not a homebody, so I don't understand what that feels like to not care if you don't go out or not. You get what I'm saying? Like, some people don't care if they miss an outing. Like, they don't feel like they missing out. And I just wonder how that feels, because I wish I didn't care about missing an outing. So, I definitely want that perspective. But of course, you guys, thank you so much for watching and continuing to support. I'm still working on the audio version of this podcast, so please bear with me. And if you don't follow me on Instagram, go ahead and do that, because that's where I'll update everybody on when it is available. I may try to do it on YouTube if I can, but I will definitely be updating on Instagram. So definitely follow me on IG and make sure you tap in with my stories and put the post notifications on for YouTube and IG. Like, stay tapped in with me. So I will definitely see you guys next week, next Wednesday. That's our Couch Combos day. And y'all enjoy the rest of y'all week. See you on the next one. Bye.